I am a baby boomer. I remember when the air itself felt electric. Peace, love, happiness, and the audacity to believe that we could bend history toward justice. We marched, we sang, we stood shoulder to shoulder and yelled, "The whole world is watching. The whole world is watching." And for a while, it worked. A war ended. Presidents ran out of office. The powerful blinked. We weren't just living through an era, we were becoming a people who believed that vision could defeat violence, that solidarity could defy cynicism, that community could outlast corruption. We were young and stubborn enough to think that the arc of the moral universe would move if we pushed together. Then the headlines changed. Nixon lifted off the White House lawn. Helicopters lifted off the American embassy in Saigon. And somewhere deep in our bones, we whisper, mission accomplished. That was the moment vision slipped from direction to destination. We treated arrival like an ending. With nothing to lean into, momentum drifted into comfort into habit, and habit into a kind of soft surrender. The love generation became the me generation. Our common cause turned into private upgrades, bigger houses, better titles, tighter fences. The loudest thing in the public square was no longer a chorus of hope, but the hum of the marketplace. What the hell happened? Frank Capra warned us in Meet John Doe. Ordinary people awaken to their own dignity, only to discover that in the shadow stood the helots, the stewards of manipulation, waiting for fatigue to set in. They let you win a headline so they can reclaim the story. And that's the heartache of our generation's arc. We won enough to relax, and in that relaxation, the helots returned, not because they were stronger, but because we stopped becoming. We let the work of design slip into the gravity of asphalt without a shared vision to call us forward, without systems, rhythms, routines, and rituals to hold us steady. Our becoming stalled. We stopped tending the fire and then wondered why it went cold. What the hell happened? We forgot that meaning isn't a trophy, it's a practice. It's not a summit photo, it's the daily ascent. The world we wanted was never going to be installed like software. It had to be grown like a garden, revisited, revised, refined. That is the quiet craft of staying human in a noisy age, of living in service to your future selves, not just our present appetites. And here's the deeper irony. While we let go of the ropes, the helots didn't. They studied our language, borrowed our symbols, reframed our words. They learned to speak freedom while selling fear, community while extracting connection, and truth while manufacturing trustless confusion. The tactics modernized, but the aim was ancient. Turn citizens into consumers, neighbors into nodes, movements into markets. And still, there's a pulse under the noise. We can feel it because beneath the comfort and the clutter, we remember what it felt like to matter together. We remember the clarity that comes when direction outruns distraction, when a shared why carries 1,000 hows, and a small daily practice. Call a friend, show up at a meeting, volunteer, read, vote, write, march, mentor, pushes back the edges of the dark. So maybe the better question isn't only what the hell happened, but what happens now. Now we do what grown-ups do when the house is quiet and the truth is loud. We begin again. We trade outrage for ownership. We trade nostalgia for practice. We rebuild our vision not as a finish line, but as a North Star. We set systems that turn good intentions into lived rhythms, and we commit to becoming, not as a brand, but as a life, by choosing today the kind of person our future self will thank us for being. That's the work, not revolution of volume, but a revolution of fidelity. Not spectacle, but stewardship. Show up with neighbors, not network. With courage, not commentary. With sustained attention, because the HELOCs always bet against our attentions. And that brings me to the ending we earn in the beginning we need. It has taken 50 years for the HELOCs to take back control. And the hardest truth is they didn't have to beat us. We stopped showing up. But the story isn't over. Movements don't die, they fall asleep. And history isn't a straight line. It's a rope waiting to be pulled again. So no, this does not end with a sigh. It begins with a choice. My choice? I choose to show up. I choose to mentor the next generation. I choose to trade noise for presence, cynicism for stewardship, distraction for direction. The HELOCs bet against our attention. Let's make them lose the bet. What the hell happened? We got comfortable. What happens now? We get intentional.